Hello, and welcome back to System Center Central, mynexttech.com. Today we're going to be talking about patch management and what you need to know about patch management. I'm also going to be I'm going to do a demo on how to determine which machines need patch management and how to determine the reports you need to run, the WSUS component, as well as the SCCM update service component, and how you get all of those to synchronize. So I don't know if I'm going to do this all in one segment or if I'm going to do this in two video demo. But anyway, so let's get started. Hello folks, welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about how to build your WSUS server so you can start to download the Windows updates for your environment. So I've already built the Windows 2012 server, and then after you build a server, I'll have a video on how to build a server, but I wanted this video to be focused on building the WSUS server. Patch management's one of the key ways to secure your environment with updates. So the two main components that you need for WSUS is the IIS and the Windows Server Update Service. So you'll need these two items to be installed. I'm using 3.0 Service Pack 2. I'll be creating a separate video on how to do Windows 10, but first I wanted to do just your on-prem basic components and all of the pieces that are needed to start deploying your updates to your endpoints. So once you have these two things installed, go ahead and restart. You'll need to then, after that, launch your console, and then you'll need to configure your WSUS server, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I'm not going to reconfigure everything. So basically what you'll want to do is come down to options first, and then once you do that, then you're going to click on here, WSUS Server Configuration Wizard, which I've already done, and it takes you through the different steps. Once you've done that, then you want to come up here and click on Products and Classifications. Now I've already selected my products. Now here you can select, as you can see, there's a number of things that you can choose from: your Exchange, your Office, all kinds of stuff. So the Office. You can also, if you wanted to do some sidekit components, those the cap icon, can be updated. Server lights, your antivirus, all your operating systems. So I have selected Windows 7, 8.1. And then of course 2012 R2. I'm not sure why the 2012 was selected. Of course, this will support Server 2016. Now you can, with the newer version of your SCCM, like the current branch and greater, like 15.11 and greater, you will no longer be able to patch Windows XP and 2003 servers, machines, or whether. But if you have 2012 R2 without the service pack, you can support the XP and 2003 machines. However, there's no more support from Microsoft. You have to be at least Windows 2012 R2 Service Pack 1 to still get support from Microsoft, but you will lose the ability to patch your XP and Windows 2003 machines. So just keep that in mind. But right now I'm at a newer version of not quite a little bit above the 15.11 branch. And then for classifications, you just want to click on critical updates, security updates, and upgrades. Now the upgrades is, for your features and stuff like that. And the security updates is for your antivirus. And then and then of course your feature packs will be for Windows 10. I'll go over that later. But for the basic patch management, these are the things you want to just go ahead and of course, updates are just not your critical. They're just your kind of like your other updates, like driver updates and stuff like that. You can select server packs. If you know that there's a service pack that's being released, you can click on that. But typically, so I don't usually select that right off. I just do these main three for now. And that's all you got to do. Now I'm going to click on Apply because I did change the one product. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Apply. Once that's done and you've got everything configured and you got your products that you want, then you go ahead and click on Synchronize Now. Now I'm doing this manually just so you can see how all of the components are connected and stuff like that. You want to do it automatically, but you can do it automatically. It would be configured in your options section. When you go and configure your WSUS, you'll have an option there to choose automatic and choose a schedule. So for now, I skipped that part. So I'm going to go ahead and synchronize this, so I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, when you do the initial synchronization, it does take a little bit of time because it has to download all of those components that you selected. But when you do any synchronization after that, it just does a delta from the last time you did your updates. So again, that didn't take that long, but a few minutes here. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that, and I'm going to go over to, that's all you have to do on the WSUS side. Now I'm going to go over to the SCCM server. Now on the SCCM server, you need to have the WSUS console installed. That means you still have to go ahead and install the WSUS on the machine. But you don't have to configure it because it's going to be basically a download server. It's going to basically synchronize between the primary site server and your WSUS. So when you go into your Windows Update server here, then you're not going to configure this to download from the updates internet. You're gonna configure it to download the updates from the WSUS server. So basically what you do is you go over here to options and you configure that to in here, and you tell it to pull the updates from the WSUS servers versus the internet like the other server does. And then obviously when you click on here, and let's say I want to go click on the option, because this is not the main WSUS server, that's why it's grayed out for me to be able to select anything. So if it looks like this on your primary site server, it is configured correctly. So once you've done that, then you can now go ahead and exit, because it's just really basically going to be a console to synchronize between WSUS and the primary site server. Once you have that configured and set up, you'll now then need to add the update Windows Update service point. So then you just open up your SCCM console, and then once it's connected to the database, and I've already added this, but I'll show you where you need to go. So you go to Administration, you go to Sites, Configuration, Servers, and Site Roles, you right click, and you click on Add, Create a New Site Server System. So when you click on that, it's going to come up with a little wizard. I'll just show you briefly what it looks like. Then you'll kind of browse to the server, which is going to be your WSUS server. And then you click on OK. And then you're going to click on the site code, which is that, and you go next. So I didn't really select anything. Let me just select another machine. But I'm not going to go through the whole process. I'm just selecting another machine. I don't think that's yep. That's what I thought. Let's just do this one. Although I'm not going to go through. So when you go next, and then here you'll have a list of roles that you can install. So this is where you would select software update point. And then once you select that, you go next, and then it configures that WSUS server to be the software update point. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel there, yes, because I've already done that, as you can see. Once you configure it, the site server, you'll see that, it has that server name. You want to make sure you use your whatever your SCCM service account is going to be. That's what you want to put here. And then of course it becomes a software update service. You want to use the default port numbers, 8530 for HTTP and 8531 for HTTPS. And then you want to allow internet only clients, or you can select depending on what type of WSUS update point this is going to be, if it's going to be for internet based, or if it's going to be internet only, or if it's going to be for both. So you want to kind of choose what connection type this WSUS is going to be. So for my environment, for my lab, I just chose internet only because I don't have any internet based. I mean, I could add another WSUS server that will support internet-based clients only, so that's how you would support those that are only connected through the internet and not always connecting all those that are connected through VPN or what have you, or direct access. So anyways, I selected internet. So once that's done, then you want to come over here to software library and go to software updates and go to all software updates. Now initially you won't see anything listed. It'll be blank. It'll be nothing in here. Once you do the first initial synchronization, you'll start to see things come in here. Now if you go to monitor and you go to software update synchronization status, you can see that mine's software update point, there's my server, and then of course the synchronization sort is when the Microsoft updates. So every time that you do a synchronization here, this catalog version will change. So you can see I've done this 18 times. And so each time that you do it, it changes the dates, it changes the catalog version, so it knows, you know, the latest version you have out there, and the attempt and the status, if it was completed successfully or not, if there's any issues. And this update stuff is really related to the SCCM server itself. So this is how you update the newer version. So now I will create a video on how to upgrade your SCCM environment. So I'm going to do that later. But for right now, all you got to do is go back over to software library. And then when you get to the all software updates, we're going to go ahead and click on synchronize updates. As I'm waiting for it to return the list of items. Sometimes it can be a little, because it's a virtualized network, or yeah. So now what you want to do is click on synchronize. Now what this will do, it will synchronize with your WSUS server and bring in those updates with the, in the SCCM. So now when you go down here, it takes a couple of minutes. So there it goes. Now once it completes the synchronization, now the initial synchronization does take some time, but you know the synchronizations after that don't typically take a long time. Obviously like 5, maybe 10 minutes. So I'm going to pause this video and I'll be right back. One thing I need to bring up, welcome back. So it's still synchronizing, but one of the things I wanted to bring up is if you go to sites and you click on configure site components, software update point. When you configure that piece, you'll have synchronized with updates. You're going to have some classifications that you'll want to select in here, products that you want to select in here. So these are the products that will come into SCCM, things that you want to see in the all systems software library. So, so as you can see, I want to see that. Make a change here because I don't have. Alright, so then the sync schedule, right now I don't have it on a schedule. I'm basically doing this all manually because I wanted to show you all the different components, how you want to handle the supersedes. I just do immediately expire those, and then of course with language, and then I click on apply. So that every time I run that synchronization over here, it's going to synchronize based on those settings that I just selected. So let's go see if it's finished, and it does take some time, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now we see this completed. So now you see the catalog version has changed. Before it was 18, now it's 19, and it was completed successfully. So that's good. So now we go to the software library, and we see all the updates that we, so as you can see, Server 2012, remember when I selected that, and then Windows 8, Windows 7. So like I said, I didn't select a whole lot of things, just because I just wanted to, so now what we're going to do is on the next video I'm gonna walk you through how to determine which machines need what updates. So again, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.